Toastmasters. Am I on? First of all, I want to apologize for my voice. I've had a little bit of a cold, so hopefully you can hear me fine. Several thousand years ago, there was a young shepherd boy in the country, in the nation of Israel. He was out in the fields, watching his sheep, taking care of them, feeding them, protecting them. And in the wilderness of Israel, there are beasts. He encountered a lion and a bear, and we hear that he slew them both with his sling. Later we hear of this boy, this young man, who has 5 older brothers who've gone to war. His father sends him to war as well. He sends him to bring food to his brothers. But his brothers are facing a giant in war. And they will not fight him. They will not accept his challenge. But little David, a young man, small and what some would consider immature, stands up and says, "I will take on this giant. I will slay him with the power and help of God." Toastmasters, I heard that story growing up so many times. I heard stories also of, George Washington, Robert E. Lee, Francis Marion, any number of revolutionary heroes or Bible heroes. And I aspired from a young age to be a man that would one day be of influence, be able to lead and make a difference. Just like David, he was anointed by Samuel, as it says in the Bible, to become king. He was chosen by God to become king of Israel. And as a young man, I thought, maybe I can be that difference as well. Maybe I can go out there and lead people just like David did. Maybe I can slay giants. But I think that made me a little bit maybe even arrogant at sometimes. Like, maybe I can do this. I'm gonna go out there and get it done, right? But as time wore on, I joined the Civil Air Patrol Cadet Program. It's the auxiliary of the United States Air Force. And you start out as an airman, and you learn to follow. You learn to take orders, to be humble, to serve other people. And I grew up in leadership. I promoted in rank and responsibility. I led other people. In some cases, as a 14-year-old, I was leading 18-year-olds. I was in charge of them for periods of weeks. And as I did that, I found that leadership is not about the crown. It's not about the authority we have and the power we have. It's about the responsibility. It's about the obligation we have to take care of the people that are underneath us, to come alongside them and live with them, to serve them And this is not a subservience. This is not bowing down to your followers, but this is walking with them in life and showing them that you will live what they go through. And then in doing that, you lead them along. As I approached a point of leadership in my Civil Air Patrol cadet career, where I was in charge of 100 people or more, I saw leadership for what it really is. It's an obligation to be humble and serve the people underneath you. And now I have embraced that and decided that that is what my life should be geared toward. Like David, when he could have killed King Saul, if you're familiar with the Bible story, he decided, no, at this time, King Saul is God's anointed king. I am not. And until God puts me in a position, I will wait. So Toastmasters, this is my challenge to you. Don't go out there with ambition and try to get leadership. Try to become president or congressman or senator. My challenge is that you follow hard the road of service. And when the time comes, accept the responsibility and lead other people through service. Thank you very much, Toastmasters.